Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as Songhai. So the plan for today is basically just to kill as many units as possible and take over control of territory around Kufa. I don't think that attacking Damascus currently is an option. I mean, I can take the city down to 0, but then I would just keep flipping it over and over again, since there is no way I'd be able to control the sea around Damascus in the near future. So instead, I'm going to focus on Kufa, where it will be much easier to coordinate the attack on the city with a naval, not really attack, but just push to the city and then basically blockade it for long enough so that I can set up coastal defense with our range units. And once that's set up, I don't think that Monty will really be able to retake the city or even approach the coast. So I'm hoping that I will be able to hold this city, and this is going to be the harbor around which I'm going to prepare the offensive for the next war. This is where I'm going to group up, and from here I want to start the next war. So it's quite important that I take this. I don't really expect that we will take Damascus in this war. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. But this is crucial. So that's that. There was also a discussion about me not accepting a peace treaty at one point during the previous episode that led to some losses of ships. The problem for me was that I had the option to peace out before I captured Mecca, and taking Mecca was quite important for me because it gives me a very long border with Korea that I want to use to attack, like basically along the whole border, and that way I'm basically guaranteed to find some weak spots that I'll be able to push through, and once I find those weak spots, the whole defense collapses. If I didn't control Mecca, I would only have a border that would start around here, so significantly shorter. It would be much easier for Korea to focus all of the units here, focus the defenses. Also, the concentration of units here would be much higher. Therefore, the nuke that is still somewhere most likely would hit more units, probably. So, yeah. For me, it was worth it losing those ships. I don't think we lost like 5, maybe 6 of them. While it hurt, I'm willing to accept the loss for what I gained. It wasn't ideal, but well, it also gave me a better idea of what I'm up against. I didn't really respect Montes Navy that much before I learned what he's capable of, so now I have much better idea what I can expect, how much I have to prepare before I can really start pushing, especially towards his continent. So yeah, happens. Uh, if I knew the outcome, I think I would still go for it. I consider Korea still to be a bigger threat than Monte, so trading some ships for better position for the attack on more dangerous enemy is acceptable to me. But well, enough about that. Let's just focus on things that we can do something about. So, how do we set this up? I can't really afford to go all the way to the coast, I think, because it seems that Monte likes to give bombardment to his cruisers. Most of them, at least from what I remember, had bombardment, so our land units would really suffer on the coast. So I think this is the line that we are trying to get to in this episode. Where do I start with it? Because this is pretty good defense. I need more units down here. Just basically break the line here and then keep moving north instead of trying to like break it in the middle and try to somehow hold. That wouldn't work. So I need to kill these two. I think that's the best start. Pull back. We can move the general here. You can move, you can move. I can move the tank. This should be enough for a kill. He'll hit him. This should be a heal for the tank. And now, do I move the tank or do I move the infantry? I could get a kill here, but then I'm not sure if the tank would survive here. It might be better to just... Oh, I can't get a kill with the infantry, unfortunately. Do I risk the tank? How close are we to a promotion? Pretty close. Oh, you have to pull back. That's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have another attack. If only I knew it was here. That works, I think. This tank is still quite exposed. But hopefully it will be fine. There are no logistics Gatling guns. There are no more range units here. How far can you go? Far enough. I don't know. Moving here would be a mistake. Damn, I hate attacking through the desert. You guys have indirect fire. You do. I'll just hit something. That's the best really that I can do. Maybe get the kill with the bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could hit even this Gatling gun actually. I'm not killing this one. I might be able to kill the other one if I... No, I don't have another attack here. And these two I want to use against ships. Oh, by the way, before I started recording, I repositioned some of my ships a little bit. So that we are now defending in a line. But that may cost me the destroyer if the cruisers decide to go for it. Which, I mean, it's not an experienced one, so this is basically like losing 2000 gold. It's not the end of the world. It's just important that the experienced destroyers stay alive. Oh, and I made a mistake here that I somehow ended up with a cruiser that can't shoot on the ironclad. So I only have one attack. Is that... Oh, that's of course not a kill. Yep. Because if I wasn't playing like an idiot, I would be able to finish off the Ironclad and then I would be able to sink this one as well. One hit point? Sure. Maybe I should have been more aggressive. My destroyers are pretty tanky with the Dreadnought. I would probably... Well, problem is that if I stayed in this position like this, I would most likely lose the Ironclad here. This way I'm gonna most likely lose, I mean Ironclad Destroyer here. This way I'm probably gonna lose Destroyer here, so it's kinda no-win scenario. The thing is, if I stayed, I would be able to do more damage. Maybe I should have stayed. Well, we'll find out. This way, it's possible that the AI pulls back. I should have queued up some buildings before I started the recording. Oh well. Hey, that's a new luxury, I think. Okay. This was just getting on my nerves. I didn't have to buy the tile, but... How much is this one? 370. I know that I need money for other things, but this is just pissing me off. We are getting close to battleships. Those are pretty strong, and it's so much easier to like support land armies with them, since they are the only ship that can attack over a land tile. Okay, helicopter gunships, they all need to move down. And where can I set up the artillery? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 tiles. That's already in range for next turn, okay? You know what? Let's take it. The damage is not too bad. And the Gatling gun is out of action. And actually it's out of action for good. Could attack something, but I would rather move as far south as possible. Fortify. I changed my plans a little bit compared to the previous episode, so I have to give slightly different orders to at least some units. Do you have extra range? You do. Come on. Six turns. Is there anything else that we can do? Not really. Upgrades. Well, let's hit end turn. That means all of these units are gonna move. Trying to figure out the attack on Korea already. There are probably gonna be two main pushes, one to Suwon and the other one to Pyongyang, while we are just killing units here and basically holding holding all of the damage that will be coming from mostly this side. I think the nuke is still here. Next. Yeah, I'm definitely not planning anything. So what you gonna do? I'd be surprised if he didn't kill this. Yeah. That's interesting. So he sacrificed 3 cruisers in exchange for one of my destroyers. I mean, it's still good trade for him. He can probably at this point trade like 10 to 1 and still be fine with it. Probably should have stayed where I was. Yeah, well. Okay, let's fix these 2 smoking tiles so that we are done with that. Oh, we're gonna need repairs here, so let's start moving in that direction. We need a garrison in Warsaw. That's all fixed, so you can fix. Is there anything that would be a priority? Probably the village. Do we have gems? I'm not sure. Let's fix the gems. Okay, how bad was the damage here? Not bad at all. I think I'm just gonna send the mechanized infantry here. Next turn we're gonna need a replacement. You can take over as a garrison. Hey, we managed to win a culture race. Nice. What is this? Seoul. I may actually go for an airport in Seoul. Because I probably want to have an airport here before we get it from the social policy everywhere. Or another option would be to get a minefield. That may be better. Because there will definitely be Korean ships coming. Okay, what's the next target? These 3 or 4 are the next target. You can heal. Too many units suddenly. It's like the worst target for the bombers. What if I started here? He said that starting in the middle is not the best idea, but in this case, this might be an exception because I have so much range damage here. And this opens up attacks for gunships. Should have moved here. I hope that's a kill. Good. Oh wait, that was a desert? I thought that was a plains. Ah. So this guy is gonna survive. Now, if I throw everything that I have left on him, I shouldn't have enough hit points to survive it. I think I'll go for Stalwart. For tanks, I usually don't take it, but here the extra defense might actually be useful, especially because I kind of want to take the Gatling out as well. I should have one more attack. The problem is I'm getting dangerously close to the coast, and I'm not sure what's the range of air defense for cruisers, if they can provide support here. And if they can, then the bomber would die. Okay, I don't need bomber support here. Well, you guys don't have logistics, so if I lose them, or lose one of them, I think I can live with that. I mean, I shouldn't. I probably can't do anything with this gap. Can we one-shot them? Almost. Oh, really? I hate when that happens. Once again, one hit point. Oh well, that helps when we have the splash damage. Forgot about it. Let's see if that's a bad idea, but I don't see any more cruisers right next to me. Sure, they're up here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they are in range. I think Monty would need at least 3 attacks to destroy the bazooka. Hopefully it's fine. As long as it doesn't die, I can always retreat. Okay, anything else? Probably not. Are there any upgrades available? Next. I don't want to give him open borders. I can give him, what's this gonna be, like 75 gold, something like that. It's not bad. I think I'm gonna, again, pull back. Okay, are there any important tiles that we need to prioritize? Not really. Excellent. That's probably a good idea. Hey, a frigate. Is that a sign? He still has... Nah, he has a ton of money. But why would he not upgrade the ship? Sometimes when the AI can't keep up production-wise, it starts building like obsolete units just to have the numbers. But I don't think he can build the frigate anymore. So it's just a ship that he, for some reason, didn't upgrade yet. Okay, so let's take the tiles that we can take for free. That's one. Do you have logistics? You do. So I can attack, pillage, attack again. I'd rather... That's of course not gonna work, I gotta shoot there, but I'm thinking just killing the rifleman without attacking with the tank so that I don't take damage. This is a tile that can be bombarded from both sides. I mean, having a tank here, that's actually a bad idea, I think. Yeah, I think I have to do it this way, play it safe. And how much movement do I have? Enough to take out the Gatling gun if I decide to do so. Why can't you hit him? That's a hill? Really? Oh. Wait, gunships can fly over mountains, right? So I'll be able to use this tile next turn to attack. And the bazookas are completely useless here. Actually, no. Once I control these two tiles, I'll be able to hit the coast. So just need to get rid of the Foreign Legion. Should I do it? I probably should just do as much damage as possible. Wait. I can still attack once again and then pull back. Just making sure this is not some weird bug with the desert tile. Nope. Have to make sure that I don't stay next to the coast. And now we just start setting up the siege. Okay, so far so good, I think. Is there anything left to improve? All of the new strategic resources are done. Oh, what was that? Did you hear it, or was it just my headphones making weird noise? Or was it coming from the game? I'll just move more units out. There is a lot to repair. Fortify. Next. Hey, that was a new luxury. And we are closing to 50% somehow. Next. Okay, so this is the safe line. He pulled back from here. The moment I move forward, he will try to respond. Okay, how does it look like? 3 tiles. That's 1. And then these 2, and we are done. That's as far as we can go. I need this tile for a bazooka. Can I kill this foreign legion? If I send all the bombers, then it should be enough, right? Wait, that was a mistake. Should have attacked the city with the helicopter gunship. Oh well. How much damage can we do to the city with tanks, by the way? Strength 66. That's not that much. I can send you here. Let's take away that iron. Why not? Where do I want this gunship? I definitely don't want it here. Because I'm not sure the gunship can survive the bombardment, although it should. There's +1 range field gun, so that's dangerous. I think the best I can do is this, unfortunately, just one hit. How much damage was that? We took 11 and dealt 84. That's not bad. I'm gonna need a tank here. That should be in the... Well, I wanted to say that should be in range, but... Again, I'm not sure about the damage if I go this close to the coast. Ships can be pretty effective when defending against planes. Let's see. So far so good. Is he missing a tag that will give him the damage? Okay, logistic bombers. Or how far from logistics is this one? 3 attacks. I think they get 5 experience per attack. So I'll bring it south. So we get logistics on all of our bombers. We could probably use a bit more production around Orleans, so let's build a mine. Finally, we are getting the units that still need upgrading, because once I'm done with these units, I'll finally know how much money I have left for ships. That's it, more or less. We have some more units, garrison units and things like that, but there's no need to upgrade these. Worst case scenario, if something goes horribly wrong, I'll upgrade the machine guns for defense, but it's only 350. So now we can start buying ships, I think. $2,600, that's a lot. Cruisers, 1780. Let's buy 6 cruisers. They'll soon be battleships. At this point, I don't really care. Actually, wait. We can trade with Poland. I do care. I forgot that suddenly we have a relevant trading partner. Whoops. Mistakes were made. Forgot that I only had 2 movement points. This is good enough. I want to use the gunships to start attacking ships next turn. That's 1, 2, 3. So I'll have to, I think, replace the bazookas with them. But the bazookas are kind of useless here. I mean, if I don't probably need the front line here. So I could pull the tanks back, move the bazookas forward, and have... No, it still wouldn't work. Or would it? It would, but I'm gonna need like 3 turns to set it up. Okay, ships, more ships. I think I will be buying 3 per turn. How does it look like with the War Baroness, by the way? 79. I need to flip Vatican again. Next. Okay, now we have enough gunships around here so we can start attacking these units as well. I would like to move here ideally, so I need to get rid of both citadels. Next. That's good. He's pulling back. Didn't expect it. Now I can start attacking even the coastal tiles with tanks. Kill something, pull back. That's perfect. How much open terrain is there in Korea? Quite a lot. I think I would rather go for a charge, I think. So we go shock 2 into charge. Okay, Sphere of Influence, Global Peace Accords. How many votes does Monty have? 15. I don't think he has any friends left, so if I go like minus 16 and then plus 7 on the Sphere of Influence, it may work. Depends on how many votes will be wasted on the Global Peace Accords. It may actually pass. At this point, I don't think I really care. %48 happiness. We are getting close. I don't trust that. I want the guaranteed kill. I think I will start hitting the city with everything I have. We can go here. Okay, but there are ships everywhere. They are melee ships, that's good. So how do I do this? 1, 2, 3. I think I'll have to wait a turn. That's still not enough. So, wait, I don't have logistics here? Well, in that case, it's much easier. Is this a hill? Shouldn't be. It is a hill, never mind. Okay, let's start peeking out very slowly. This time I'll have much better support for my ships, so I'm a bit more confident that if Monte keeps coming in waves like he did before, I'll be able to take out those waves every turn. Last time the problem was he was able to send ships faster than I was killing them, so he overwhelmed me eventually. Just a question about damage, basically. Can we get more damage than the amount of hit points he can add to his fleet every turn? Think about automating workers, but sometimes they do such stupid things when they're automated. I could probably move here somewhat safely. Oh, and by the way, this should be the kill that I was looking for. I could move here and attack ships along the coast, maybe. How much fate do we have? 113,000. I'm thinking if I should delay the war with Korea until we get airports everywhere. Just fate by, I don't know, 20 bombers. There are even more units coming? How did I miss that? And we are broke again. Next. How we did tech-wise compared to Monty? 54 against 61. And I still have problems with him. Korea is like 60, 66. I expected 67. 100,000 gold. Okay. So he has 100,000 gold in the treasury and he has unupgraded units. That makes sense. Is it just me or is he pulling back from Kufa? Aztec Sphere of Influence failed. Good. Global Peace Accord passes. Yep. Expected that. That cost us what, like 200 gold per turn, so we don't really care about it. And our Sphere of Influence passes. Excellent. So that was here, if I remember correctly, somewhere. Kabul. Oh, that was here. Right, that was to take away Korean ally, right? So next one I would go for Singapore. If I go for Singapore, Monte is gonna take it out. I could go for Jerusalem. Or I could go for World's Fair. Yeah, that would definitely give us those airports faster than just waiting for another tenant. It wouldn't be by much, but still something. Question is, how certain am I that I can beat Monty? And how much do I care if Monty gets a golden age? Because he probably has just infinite golden ages. No, I want the free social policy. Can I get free social policy from something else? I don't want that. This is too risky. Not really. Yeah, let's go for World's Fair. Okay, back to fighting. So this tank can definitely pull back at this point. Same here. Thinking if I want to use the artillery against the city or just move it closer so it's ready next turn to start hitting ships. How many hit points do you have still? 100 and what, 91? Okay, so with the next attack I take the city. And I'll be able to pull back, but I don't really want to keep flipping the city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the range for my support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From here, I can move to the city and block it. If I want to block the city, I would be... I could just sit on the coast, to be honest. And then like have 3 destroyers here with range support behind. Oh, that could work. Ah, he's waiting here. Anything else? There's one more. And you are probably healthy enough. You'll move into the city for fast repairs. And now I can't most likely take out this one. Let's get some vision. Okay, I expected ships everywhere, so this is not too bad. I can't take the city this turn, I have to wait 1 turn. So, attack, attack, pull back. You can move closer, attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's not gonna work. Good, that's probably all that we're gonna do here. I mean, I can... how many hit points do you still have? 65? And I don't have indirect fire here, but I can still hit the city. So one more hit. So with the heal next turn, I'll still be able to take it with one attack. Maybe soften up this guy a little bit. I wasted 2 shots. So I don't really care about hitting the city, I just want to keep hitting units. But here I don't have a choice. Problem is, I don't think I'll ever have enough damage to clear this. I'll have to get rid of 3 units in 1 turn and pillage the citadel and pull back. Yeah, that's not happening. It'll probably be easier to just completely ignore this, take the city, and then when we control everything else, this is gonna be the last bit of territory that Mont is gonna abandon. Okay, so last time here we had a problem because there were ships coming from here, and from the north. Now, when we are sitting next to Damascus, I hope he's gonna just keep most of his ships here, so we'll have ships only coming slowly from this side. And once Kufa is in our hands, and there are ships in front of it, he'll just leave. That's the dream. Bombers. Can we do anything with bombers? I will try to hit the cruiser. See what happens. Okay, good. I like that. Good. Fingers crossed. If he sends like 4 or 5 ships, we are fine. If there are suddenly like 12, then I'll have to change my plans completely. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and some more. I thought that when I was saying 12, I was exaggerating. I guess not. And where did you two come from? Okay, so this is gonna need some extensive planning because I'm not quite ready to pull back yet. I need to get rid of these 3 and send some destroyers north. Because I'm convinced that when I control the coast, I'll be fine. Just need to make sure he can't retake the city immediately. Well, I have a lot to think about. This is an interesting situation to make a cut. We have replacements in the front line. They're probably... No, these 2 are slowed down. This one is not. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 ships that we can use as replacements. Also, when I control this city, I'll have 2 bombers. 2 more bombers that will be able to do something useful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, not all the way to Vatican, but at least to the north of Vatican, we'll be able to hit some ships. What I could also do is just move all my melee units to the coast, let him hit some of them, and just hope that with so many targets, he won't be able to focus his attacks. Yeah, we will see next turn and in the next episode. That's what I meant. So I hope that you like this episode. I hope that you're gonna join me next time again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.